this time.
Win the league for us, Jordan!
It's a very vocal weekend for football fans around the county as they make their way to the city.
Service to West Wyvern has been cancelled.
And the points failure on the main line paralyses services within Leighton on a busy bank holiday. It's another Saturday morning in Stepford, a prime day for sporting events across the county. Longer trains are put on to match the demand caused by the hype, and it's no different up in the town of Whitefield, where conductor Ethan Burns is in charge of the 13:30 service out of the town, calling at Stepford UFC.
Up the steppies!
Bang it on, lad!
They could be spitting at you, screaming if you're lucky enough. Good chunk of them are on the drink as well, so you do get a whiff of that sometimes. But they're not all bad. Essentially everyone's out with their mates wanting to enjoy the game, and it's my job to keep the train and them safe. Can be a difficult job sometimes, but I guarantee you, there's been worse. Stand clear of the doors, please. Do not block the doors. Of course I love my job. Why wouldn't I? I'd probably still be working at that hop insurance place in Benton if I gave up on the railways. You get to meet all sorts of faces every day, and days like today are always different, so I think it's nice to have some variety.
Further down the line at Stepford UFC, security supervisor Winston Gibbs is making his final preparations. It's his job to prevent a nasty clash between the two sides.
Alright guys, yep. Just down to platform 2 for the next train to Fourways. Take care, yous two. Match days are always a difficult job. Of course they are. Two streams of crowds coming in with minutes to spare always results in chaos. Gestures exchanged, profanities, it's always a furious cocktail of whatever will happen. So, the train full of Millcastle fans get here on platform 3 first, followed by the Metro full of United fans, and then another Connect full of them on platform 4 last.
Looks like it.
Alright, so we can easily separate the first train from the last two. If they refuse to enter the stadium, then we can push back or hold the doors. Jolly good.
As the Millcastle town supporters are arriving soon, Winston and his team move down onto the platform to quickly escort them to the stadium before the United fans arrive.
Alright guys, if you could make your way up the ramp and turn right through there, that would be lovely. Cheers!
Away the Millers!
It's to United! Told ya, someone was bound to do it.
The staff managed to successfully usher the Millcastle town fans towards the stadium, but Winston's worried about the demeanour of the incoming home fans.
They're well known to the company for being pretty rowdy, to say the least. Whenever we hear about passengers causing a disturbance, we like to have a joke about how it's the UFC supporters delaying our services. They have a massive reputation of being one of the noisiest and proudest football clubs in the county. You can hear it loud and clear.
The first of the two trains arrives from the city centre a few minutes late.
Huh? Look at that! It's a new Metro. Livery looks nice. It's very red. Level boarding as well. I should have volunteered to transfer over.
Up the ramp and right, please. Up the ramp and right.
You all enjoy yourself, lads. Don't go bashing up those new trains, though.
Oh mate, why would we? As long as it's for the steppies, only the millwags are gonna get bashed up. Up the steppies!
Extremely proud. I told you. Yep, that's them. Never change.
And it's not too long before Ethan's train finally arrives at the station.
We'll shortly be arriving into Stepford UFC. Please do mind the step down onto the platform, look to your left and right for any belongings, and if you're arousing Steppy, please follow the instructions of station staff on the platform for your safety. Thank you.
Way! Win the league for us, Jordan!
Bring it home, lads!
Up the ramp and right,
the ramp and
please.
turn right, please.
Up the ramp and right,
Up the
please.
ramp and turn right, please, fellas.
Up the ramp, please! Up the ramp! No dawdling!
And at last, the crowds have been safely dispersed into the stadium, and Winston can breathe a sigh of relief.
Went better than expected. I think we got lucky this time around by the generous spacing between trains, so we managed to clear the station quickly enough before the next one arrives. The last thing you want is overcrowding, plus a nasty clash on one of the platforms. And that's the thing I love about this job. You have the ultimate responsibility of keeping everyone safe. If they're all safe from potential harm, even after a few stellars, it's a win-win all around, ain't it?
The job has its ups and downs, but on some days the downs can be made into ups, and the ups can be made into pay rises. Just kidding. The fans seem to be in good spirits this time around, even before a major county derby. But considering they've thrashed Milcastle about 57 times now, since about 1972, how rowdy should they be? You'd have to ask my dad though. He was born at that time.
Away from the roaring crowds in Stepford, a points failure at Edgemead renders the majority of services towards the coast unable to proceed beyond Leighton City, forcing cancellations and severe disruption for bank holiday weekend goers.
The 1309 Stepford Connect service to West Wyvern has been cancelled.
And it's no easy task for station dispatcher Samuel Cole, who has to deal with the fallout.
Absolute cinema. Points have failed on the lines into Edgemead. We're trying our best to get trains to Leighton West as possible to ease in the congestion here. Everyone's mad. People standing around worried sick. We were told it'll be fixed by about 6 this evening, but God knows how the rest of the day will go. Where are you going, sorry?
North Shore.
I'm really sorry, but there's nothing going to North Shore at the moment. There's something wrong with the tracks.
So, what should I do? Are there any replacement buses?
No buses have been put on, I'm afraid. If you go to the entrance, there'll be someone there to help you book a taxi. I only do the platform, so I'm sorry, I can't help you further, okay?
Okay, thank you. Bloody nightmare. It's my girl Hannah's birthday dinner by the coast this evening, and the trains have done it. Gonna have to get a taxi and then get it refunded somehow. She'd do a better job of handling this. She's turning 27 and I'm gonna be there for her 57th.
So the plan for control is to get as much turnaround back towards Stepford if possible and try to prioritize the runnings to Leighton West if we can. It's Monday, everyone's going to the beach down the coast, so there's an unsurprising amount of people on the move today. It's all down to the engineers down the line to sort it. See it, say it, shut it. It's what everyone's thinking right now. Announcements playing non-stop.
Delayed by approximately 57 minutes.
Coming up.
More frequent, more modern, it's what we always needed.
A new operator saves the day for Stepford Connect.
It's my job to get as much people moving as possible.
And staff persevere to control the storm caused by a major points failure.
Coming straight from your hob. For a limited time only at Dweller's Hob Insurance, use code BEANS to save 50 points when you next take out a policy on your own hob. That's 200 points saved for 4 policies. You can't get this on an air fryer. When random hob explosions are at a high, it's never been better to be protected against unwanted hob loss. So, stay sure with Dweller 4.
Regular commuters will no doubt have noticed a significant change in the operations of Stepford Connect across the city region.
More frequent, more modern, it's what we always needed.
Seats are a tad harder than the old trains, but hey, what the heck, at least we won't be stuck weighing a Stepford east above ground anymore.
My mummy says that tunnels are scary.
Since May 2025, the majority of local services run by Stepford Connect within the city region have been transferred to a new operator as part of a wider investment into integrating public transport, including the construction of over 3 miles of tunnel underneath the city centre and the surrounding suburbs.
It's an exciting time for Stepford, really. We're bringing local services directly under our control for the first time, for the benefit of our passengers who travel frequently for work, leisure and shopping. We've invested in over £4 billion to tunnel directly underneath the city centre and the Barton suburb, significantly freeing up space on the main lines into Stepford Central, as well as better connecting prime areas with the outer suburbs. Residents from Barton will be able to travel straight into the city centre in just less than 15 minutes instead of having to hop on a bus, connecting them straight to well-paid jobs and amenities. We do still have huge plans in the future for Metro to get everyone in the city region connected by frequent, airy and modern trains, and I'm certain you'll see that as we continue to fulfil our plans for the wider Armadillo network, integrating trains, buses and cycling into Stepford.
And as for Stepford Connect, how different has the operator become as a result?
I think it's good news, to be completely honest with you. We were all over the place before with all sorts of patterns, and considering how clogged the main line in the city was, the timetables were pretty tight. So taking away most of the local stoppers and putting them into tunnels really does free up space here. They run the local stoppers more frequently, and we can run regional expresses more frequently too. So it's a massive win-win all around. My friend, who's based in Willowfield, used to work on the connect down to Vic and Morgo. She volunteered to transfer over to Metro. She said that the frequency down there in the core can get as high as 15 trains an hour, but it's all smooth sailing? Madness. I didn't transfer over though. I like my need for speed.
It's chaos in Leighton, as passengers going to the seaside for the bank holiday are stuck 9 miles away from their destination due to a points failure at Edgemead.
Where's the replacement buses? Whoever's in charge needs to listen to customers, get some buses to where we need to go, and get it sorted. Full stop. Come on, guys.
What you call this? Stepford Connect? Absolute disgrace. Lazy freaking useless noobs, the lot of them. Connect my arse.
And station dispatcher Samuel Cole is trying his best to calm the storm generated by the disruption.
Stand back from the train, please! This train's about to move.
Where's it going?
Benson, my flower, stand behind the yellow line. It's been a difficult few hours, really. Trying my best to get trains moving while also trying to get passengers moving as swift as I can. Some of them are clearly flustered, some of them definitely panicking, but we'll get there. We always do.
Meanwhile, Customer Experience Manager Desmond Knight has been on call for the whole day and is making his way to Leighton City to assist customers making their way to the coast.
So, the points going into Edgemead both ways have failed, I've been told. Network Rail are on site to fix it as best they can. One of our trains has been stranded just outside the station, and I've been informed that they had to evacuate it due to the heat. And there's crowds at Leighton City because we had to cancel services down to Rayleigh and Lynn. So yeah, not looking too good. At this point in time, it's my job to get as much people moving as possible, whether it be on a taxi, deferring their travel for later, or getting them back to their origin. We're just doing everything we can.
Why not put on replacement buses?
The disruption was pretty sudden, and getting so many coaches during the bank holiday weekend so quickly, it's unfortunately not feasible for us to do so.
But then, Desmond receives a phone call from the control room in Stepford.
Network Rail have decided to bolt the points together for now, and they'll work on it later in the night. But yeah, they've started to give the all clear for some trains heading into Lynn now, which is fantastic. Yay! Hi there, where are you going to? Wester Coast? Yep, just stand there onto platform 1 now. Sorry about the disruption. Take care. We always try to get as many people moving as possible as soon as we can, but we also have to prioritise the safety of everyone. And I suppose that's one thrill of the job, interacting with customers up front and learning from our mistakes to improve and streamline their experience with Stepford Connect further. I think it's important to be as transparent as possible, and we do try our best.
See? Told you always get through to the end. It's the railway. We always get there. Some call it the Stepford County Railway because of how expansive and possibly unified it is. But me? I just call it my job. My home.